tired.
Me too.
so we're going to try to breathe some enthusiasm and get through this. Welcome to Unprofessional Movie Reviews. And Mark, this is Billy, and we're going to be reviewing Warcraft. Not World of Warcraft, just Warcraft. So if you've never been to Unprofessional Movie Reviews, if you've never watched these before, we unprofessionally review movies.
Yeah.
Alright, click like and subscribe. Please do all that stuff. We'll shamelessly say that. We want you to do that. That's why we're doing this stuff. That and because we're fucking bored on Thursday nights.
Yeah. Also, tweet at us at official Yomar.
Official, capital U, capital M, capital R. And I don't know, follow me on Snapchat. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Okay, the way this works is one of us is going to do a quick synopsis, a non-spoilery synopsis of the movie. And then, as non-spoilery as possible, then we're going to break into the positives, break into the negatives, and then give you a tailorized review between 0 and 10. And I should have done some research already because we have to know actors.
I'll do it.
You're on it?
Synopsis.
Okay, quick synopsis. This is going to be hard to do a synopsis of because this movie is loaded. So, an easy synopsis is the orcs. There's orcs and there's humans, and there's a couple other races that apparently don't matter yet. The orcs' planet is getting destroyed. It's dying in a vague way, and they have to find a new place, and there's this portal that brings them to another planet that has humans in it, and so they're going there, and then it's kind of like a war. And then a mage gets involved, a lesser mage gets involved, then a bunch of other people get involved. There's betrayals and excitement and character deaths and How's that?
Pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah, nail on the head.
Nail on the head.
I'm trying to figure out who Babyface was.
Positives! Okay, positives. He's probably not going to agree with me, but I actually really did like some of the CGI. We're going to get to some of the other CGI in a bit, but a lot of this just landscapes and almost everything was CGI, and I did really like when they did these big sprawling landscapes and you see this big cityscape and these mountains. A lot of it was very pretty, especially when you got this guy flying in there on some winged creature that's very vague. I did like a lot of the visuals is what I'm getting at. Specifically in the only actors I'm going to give credit to is Toby Kebbell, who was in the last Apes, Planet of the Apes. He played Kubler, the scarred one, the like mustache twirling ape. He was good in that. He was really bad in Phantom Force-Stick as Doom, but everyone was bad in that movie. Actors who were really good were terrible in that movie. Jamie Bell was terrible in that movie, and I love Jamie Bell. Chum scrubber, son. But, moving on. So, I did like Toby Kebbell as, I'm forgetting character names so quick in this, Durotan. Durotan actually was not only the actor, but the only character, really, that I kind of cared about, and there, he earned it. So, good job, Toby Kebbell. You earned that. Do you have any positives?
The soundtrack was gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
I love the soundtrack. I'll actually probably buy it.
Yeah, no, that was a really pretty soundtrack.
Good soundtrack. Okay, this is going to conflict with one of my negatives later, but it is a pretty movie. There's a lot to see. You'll notice little bits and pieces from the Warcraft video game, not World of Warcraft, mostly Warcraft.
Warcraft.
Like I played Battle.net Edition Warcraft 2 a lot, so I recognize a lot of little bits and pieces.
For the Horde!
Yeah, costume design.
When it comes to world
building.
Well, I always think of world building also as character building and
world
design.
Yeah.
When it comes to world design and costume design, top notch. I think top notch. I really did like, because whenever I would play Elder Scrolls games like Skyrim, and then I would jump into WoW, and I would always be like, why are they so cartoony? This would never work practical. Some of it did. The really big armor, just how massive the orcs were, it didn't bug me, and it only looked cartoony for some people. And actually, one character design, and I should remember, he's the orc mage, and he should not have worked. But I really did like that character design. I really think that they pulled it off when it was so hard to pull off.
Gul'dan.
I really did like Gul'dan's character design. He's big and he did everything he needed to, but at the same time, I'm like, this shouldn't work, but it did.
Yeah.
And that was good. So I think visuals are where we're completely agreeing on.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Also,
for now.
Also, Ben Foster as a performer. I liked him a lot in this.
I'll give you half of his performance. I'm going to say Act 3, not so much.
Yeah, I'd agree with
But
that.
Act 1 and 2, and then especially about Act 1, the opening stuff, the cold open before the credit, before the Warcraft, I enjoyed that entire opening. Because it was very orc heavy, and it was right when they went through the gate, very minor spoilers, and I was like, I'm in!
Yeah.
37 seconds later, not so much.
Yeah.
But yeah. No more positives?
Nope.
Okay, negatives!
Paula Patton sucked.
Fucking terrible! Terrible! And what's baby fucking guy's name?
His name is Ben, one second, Ben Schnetzer.
Ben Schnetzer as, I don't know. Khadgar. I don't care. He's the sorcerer's apprentice. He belongs as a side actor in an MTV TV show. That's who he is. This guy had no place to have this big a part. He couldn't sell any of his lines.
It was like when they cast Logan Lerman in the Three Musketeers movie.
Yes, exactly. Logan Lerman. And Logan Lerman's been a little bit better sometimes, but this guy, I don't have any hopes for this guy. And the problem with this is he's not bad. He's not only bad. He stands out when almost no one gave a good performance. And this motherfucker stands out as being a bad performance. Yeah. That and, what's her name, Paula Patton?
Paula Patton.
As she's playing this half-orc.
Who did she fuck?
She's
to get into this
movie.
I really want to know.
So bad.
She was so bad.
And she, honestly, it looked like she was wearing vampire plastics.
Yeah,
but backwards.
The dental appliances.
And she just can't get over it.
I think she was probably the only one wearing a dental appliance because she was the only half
CGI.
They called her half-breed right at the beginning, and then they didn't address that at all.
I'm not orc, but I'm also not human. You're both, you liar!
She's got this really bad dental appliance where you can clearly see her teeth behind it. It looked really stupid.
Yeah,
but her performance in general was just bad.
And then, third act, Ben Foster. Well, I'm not going to give away any spoilers, but, vomit-worthy. Third act.
Yeah.
It was real. And not only is it his fault, because it wasn't, it was definitely because he had to be forced to repeat the same line over and over and over again. But also the makeup that he's wearing later on and all this other stuff and the CG surrounding him just looked fucking bad.
Yeah. Lots of bad green screening in this movie. Oof.
We haven't got to the biggest negative yet. So there's a difference between exposition and dialogue. Okay, now let's have a conversation really quick. Hey, do you watch this TV show?
No, I don't. Tell me about it.
Okay, blah, 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 blah. So
I've learned something.
Yeah, that's a conversation. So this is what they were doing.
I love you.
All right, that was part of it. But what I'm saying about exposition's my name's Mark. Did you remember that my name's Mark? Well, my name's Mark. I'm sitting down in this chair. Did you remember I was sitting in this chair? I'm in this town here.
I was born in a field not far from here.
Yeah,
I was raised by mountain goats.
Dude, I know you. You don't have to tell me your backstory right now. It was exposition up the ass, and it didn't get, and it wasn't just that it got annoying, because it did, but it didn't give us any chance to meet any of the characters.
Yeah, and
the characters meant
the
nothing
characters
to me.
had prefabricated relationships.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You can't just have a character look longingly at another character that they just met, and for some reason be in love with them.
Yeah,
there's a romance between Lothar and Garona. Doesn't make any sense. She just suddenly has a longing for him, and they kind of try to justify it by being he's a great warrior. That must be valued in orc culture. And she's but I'm not an orc, so that's not it.
They didn't try very, very blood fartingly try to justify it by having her look at him a little too long to 2 scenes before, and I was they're not gonna do it. That actually made the entire. Did you feel the entire audience get an unease when those two characters start kissing? We're all
They weren't even kissing.
Yeah, they
she
were
was
like,
just, like
rubbing
his neck. He's like,
yeah.
Spoiler alert, there's something big happens in the plot to this specific character.
And he's sad. He's sad at
and
this.
So she's trying to like not cheer him up, but trying to comfort him by like nuzzling his neck and getting romantic with him, and it doesn't. It's weird.
Now about the big giant sad thing, it isn't giant or sad because they didn't do anything to establish characters. I care nothing about any of these characters.
Saw it as soon as they introduced.
Duh.
Saw it.
Yeah, no.
I was like, this is like 300.
Yeah. But again. I'm still gonna defend Duratan, where I actually cared a little bit about that character, but he's the only one, and because of this writing. Now I want to talk about Duncan Jones. You haven't seen Moon or Source Code, and I love Moon and Sam Rockwell working against Sam Rockwell, and it's great. He is a phenomenal writer, even, and I think what the problem was he just wanted to please the video game people and just shove this entire world all into this 2 hours. And what it did was it was cluttered, it was emotionless, and it was boring because it was nothing. It honestly felt like 3 hours or 3.5 hours. When he told me, I was like, what time is it? He's like, 9 o'clock, we start at 7. I was like, what? That was only 2 hours? Yeah. I had to stand up to go get concessions just to stay awake, and I hate motherfuckers who go get concessions halfway through the movie. I had to do it. It was too boring.
Yeah.
It was too boring.
But to carry on the conversation, we were talking about character development. The hero of this movie spends the entire thing with red, bloodshot, like, tear-streaming eyes. The whole movie, he's almost in tears.
Yeah, or sweat, like flop sweat.
Yeah.
Like, obviously weird flop sweat, and they don't really explain it. It's like, oh, are you mad?
Yeah.
And not only that, so can you give me the actor of the human main guy?
That is Travis Fimmel.
I should have known that. Travis Fimmel was in Vikings. And I actually really liked him in Vikings. Yeah. I really enjoyed Vikings. But I almost, like, this performance in this almost took me out of his performance in Vikings.
As Ragnar Lothbrok.
Because Ragnar Lothbrok's an amazing character, but I thought that was his swagger. How he kind of, like, always seemed a little half drunk, and how he says stuff, and he kind of, like, wavers. Exact same way he plays this character. So now I'm not convinced he's acting as Ragnar Lothbrok. He was
more smart-assy in this movie.
Yeah, oh my god, the humor.
Yeah.
Doesn't land.
No, and really badly timed.
Like, I make fun of Force Awakens humor for not landing.
Yeah.
This blew that out of the water for not landing.
I agree.
Like,
totally.
Force Awakens is a fucking comedy compared to this.
I also wanted to touch on the visuals real quick. I thought that like I already said, the green screening was bad.
Mm-hmm.
The mocap was underperformed.
Yes and no.
Not on behalf of the performers.
Yep.
On behalf of the graphic designers.
Yeah.
It was sloppy. The textures were under-rendered. They were too smooth. They completely fucked with the eyes. They did not get. We just saw TMNT last week, and we talked about the eyes. They nailed the eyes.
So it's so sad that when we're comparing Out of the Shadows, which got destroyed by critics, which this is also, and this, we shouldn't be able to compare a Ninja Turtle Bay Turtles sequel to Duncan Jones' Warcraft.
Much less saying
Duncan Jones should have blown it out of the water.
But we're saying that
it's better.
The eyes.
Yeah.
You have. Maybe you need to be an actor to understand, but the eyes are windows to the soul, right?
Yeah.
So every little twitch, every little movement of the eyes is important. So when you're capturing motion, you have to watch the eyes, and you have to relay that to the character. And if the actors weren't paying attention to what their eyes were doing, then it's their fault. But somebody fucked up because these characters were flat and they weren't alive. At all, because their eyes.
In some of the, this is such a sad mistake too, but it really looked like some of the dialogue didn't match up with the motion capture too, and that absolutely bugs me because that's such an elementary mistake. And some guy just like when he's like, "Okay, Duratan, now you have to go over here," and it's like, "Okay, Duratan, now you gotta go." I was like,
it was really bizarre.
And now.
I also wanted to talk about the makeup real quick.
Okay.
They did very, very little practical makeup in this, and the practical makeup they did was terrible. It was sloppy. It was cringeworthy. There's a character transformation near the end. We won't spoil it for you, but they just caked on as much shit as they could. And
they kind of threw an entire makeup table at this character,
and it looked awful. I probably could have done a better job myself with that kind of budget.
Speaking of able to do a better job, I'm not a good actor, and I could outperform at least baby frickin' sorcerer.
Ben Schnitzer as Gengar.
Yeah, Ben Schnitzer. I'm sorry, Ben Schnitzer, but I really hope you like to flip burgers or something. Because this is the last big budget movie you're going to be in. Oh my god. And that sounds really harsh. It does, but...
Well, you can always shave and go back to playing high schoolers on MTV.
There we go. Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to... I am going to say that this was a tall order. And it definitely failed. But I am going to say that if I was a director, especially a director that's known for smaller indie stuff, and if I'm going to do a big blockbuster, doing Warcraft it's going to be, it could have been one of the first really good, and not successful, but good video game movies, because besides, like, Guilty Pleasure Mortal Kombat, there isn't really good video game movies.
No.
There isn't. Except Guilty Pleasures like Street Fighter, Samurai Brothers. But, so that's a tall order. It's like, I'm going to try to make it good. And then you got Sword and Sandal, which is always tough. And then you got one of the most devoted fan bases of all time. I would have said, fuck no. I would have rather have done a Star Wars than this. So he had a tall order, and he tried really hard, and it almost makes me feel bad.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that sucks that you messed this up. And I want Duncan Jones to move on and keep making good movies, because I do like his other movies. So, like, I feel bad for disliking this movie, but I'm not going to just turn a blind eye because I really like Sam Rockwell's performance in his last movie. I can't do that. So I will acknowledge that this was a tough movie to me.
A couple things that I want to bring up before we give our ratings. Check out the pictures of Jamie Lee Curtis and her son at the movie premiere. They both went to the premiere dressed as orcs.
Nice!
Because her son's such a big fan of Warcraft.
Nice!
And also keep a lookout for the Glenn Close cameo in this movie.
Did you...
It's verified.
It's verified? I was like, Meryl Streep? No, Glenn Close.
Yeah, Glenn Close is in it.
Hey, at least it wasn't Sigourney Weaver.
Right. Anyway, so I gave this movie 3 out of 10, $50 that I bet Mark we won't see a sequel.
We're not going to see a sequel, and I didn't agree to the bet. 3 out of 10 giant animal flying things. That's a wolf, that's not flying, that's a lion, that's a hippogriff. I don't know.
No, it's Griffin.
Griffin?
Yeah, it had a lion's body on the back.
Did it?
Yep.
I fucked up. Alright, 8 out of 10. love
so we both gave it
Griffins.
3 out of 10. It's not a good rating.
It's not a good rating. It's definitely not the worst movie I've seen all year.
No.
Even if it is the worst rating. No, I think I've given other things worse.
I gave X-Men a 2.
Did I give it a 2?
I don't remember.
I think I gave it a 2 as well. Okay, but I do think it is still... It's hard to compare this to Ninja Turtles, because Ninja Turtles objectively is kind of a worse movie, but we had more fun at it.
Right.
And I didn't have any fun.
Well,
I didn't have any fun except for some of the action got me woken up. But besides that, this movie was nothing but a snore fest that made me want to just leave.
Yeah.
And if my girlfriend wasn't with me, who's over there, and if my other girlfriend wasn't with me, I probably would have. If I was alone, I wouldn't have finished this movie. So.
No, it was a time.
Okay, are we good?
Yeah.
Alright. Bye!
Bye.